Hello punting people, Ellerslie is the first of the two meetings we're going to preview for you today, and I tell you what, we're thinking the track's going to dry out, so that's good, Aidan. Wet during the week, but fine weather since. We're hoping for a 5 or a 6 tomorrow.
Yeah, ideally. We just want to see that improving the whole time, but Ellerslie with the drainage work looks as though it's a track that's going to play pretty well.
It's an afternoon meeting. Once again, we kick into the twilight sort of scenario, so kicking off at 2:48, so you get a bit more time to relax and do the form in the morning. River Run, I thought, picked itself in this race. I'm actually surprised for a horse who showed talent last season as a 3-year-old. It's not tighter in the market. 381.50, Vincent Colgan is riding well. Tony Pike's team is on fire, but the bookies are saying it's each of 2 around it in Tough Kid, with Marija also in play. Disappointing last time, but had trialled well before that. How did you see the first over the 1200?
I've gone against you here, Michael. I've gone with Tough Kid. I thought the last start run was the run of an improver. The second placing was just one that I thought that's probably a next up winner. Do take into account what you said about River Run. Obviously, now with Tony Pike, the first up run for the stable was very good last time out as well, and Marija obviously was good last preparation. A little bit disappointing first up, but I was quite happy to play Tough Kid.
Look, I think you can play both, to be honest. Getting close enough to $4. It's each of 2 for 2 horses at a $2 range. I think it's not a bad way to attack the first on the card to build your bank for later in the day. I thought that the second race was the toughest race of the day because there's no form, A-Rob. We've got Charlie Rose has some, El Jody has a little bit, Uabasso tends to be relatively consistent, but there's a lot of horses here who haven't done much of note lately. I thought a tough picture. I went Uabasso only because it's consistent. Once again, Vinnie Colgan for me, but you could almost pick anything here.
Yeah, exactly. It was fourth a couple of starts back and behind El Jody. Then El Jody just blotted the copybook last time out. Although it was a race where I think you can just forgive on tempo. I think you're right though, around those 3. Charlie Rose from the Baker Fortune team, placed in the last couple, just picks itself. The other one who I just give you a little bit of a push for is Miss Rippy, who ran home in really nice sectionals last time out against the pattern of that race. So I was around Charlie Rose, but yeah, I understand it's a pretty even race.
The Dunstan Fees Championship is a great series here in the north, of course. Horses leading through who tend to go on to become Cups horses. There's a Cup horse here already in Gundown. I'm sure it could be even a Waikato Cup contender next week, but I'm going Terra Sancta, 5th in the Counties Cup. This is a huge drop in class, and 57 seems a fair weight for a horse with her ability she showed in Australia over the winter. $3.80. I'm happy with that.
Yep, she's going to be awfully hard to beat. The Counties Cup run, well, although not really in contention, didn't threaten to win that race, was good enough, and that was a horse who was just getting up into that grade for the first time. Now drops back into a rating 82, and like you say, was very good through Queensland, winning 3, then running very well in a Queensland Oaks at Group 1 level. So that's good form. Gundown was terrific last time out and had been building towards that win, looks tough. And the horse I wouldn't want to be ignoring here is Divine Duke, who's been very good the whole way through. Has been freshened since that last 4th. I think had a bit of a stone bruise or something that kept it off the scene on Counties Cup day. But the form's been outstanding, really attacking the line. Looks to be a chance as well.
4th on the cards over the 1200 metres. Very even contest, but Short Fuse has been really good. The favourite, Mazimino, is very short. I thought $3 in this field, A-Rod, was short enough. Look, I'll be honest, with the 4 kilo claim, I'm willing to go Short Fuse each way at the 650 and 220.
I'm going with the favourite, Michael. I thought that win at Te Aroha was outstanding. We've seen those horses that win by wide margins at Te Aroha, especially the Peter and Dawn Williams. Jip Jip Rock come out and ran second last week in the Trevor Eagle Memorial after winning by a wide margin. The formula is there. The form was very good. So Marzamino on top for me. Got in front of Power Dream, was very good in the Counties Bowl. That was at listed level last time out. I thought that's going to be the hardest horse to beat, and then Short Fuse in the mix as well, no doubt.
If you missed the first call on Friday morning, Jamie Richards was on, said that Meteoric Lass, one of his better chances of the weekend, it's $8 if you feel like having a play there.
Definitely
it's the celebrating Dawn Williams 1000th winner, which is the major sprint for the day, and congratulations of course to Dawn on becoming the first female trainer to do so. Even old contest, you're super keen on Santa Monica. I'm not going to drop How About That just yet. I thought Unlucky last week trapped 3 wide. At 7s and 230, it's an each way job for me, but Santa Monica, one of your best of the day.
Yeah, I really like Santa Monica. What she's been doing in all her starts this preparation, she's getting better and better, and now she ranks herself among the top tier of sprinters. We're looking at Bostonian probably being the main danger to Melody Bell on the railway coming up. Her run was outstanding in behind Bostonian in that Counties Bowl. Her run in behind Volks Lightning in the Swaney Stakes was very good, and meets that horse 6 kilograms better off on Saturday for this race in comparison, and that was after Volks Lightning got it soft in front and Santa Monica was really booming home. Looks to be an up-and-coming horse at a very nice price, so really keen to play. I thought the danger was Princess Kedadu, who comes out of that Counties Bowl and was very good that day as well.
Just a note there, spring heat may not start. Spoke to co-trainer Lance O'Sullivan last night. He said, look, she's just getting over a bad blood, which is why the trial was only adequate last time, so she may not start. That could see about 16 to 18% reduction.
And she did win the Bone Crusher Stakes this day last year.
So she'll be back, but maybe not tomorrow at Ellerslie. The Bone Crusher, named after the great one, of course, the winner of the Cox Plate, is the sixth on the card, and man, this is a field and a half. Look, we could spend 10 minutes on this race. There's so many options. You've seen most of the favourites, Macedo, Total Excess, the last start winners. You've seen Spirits or Beer. One horse you may not have in your mental Rolodex is Quizmaster, but A-Rod does.
Yeah, I've got this horse on top, based entirely on the Sarton Memorial Run. The sectionals were outstanding in a race that was dominated by those horses on speed. We saw Madison County come out and win that race after getting off speed and really boomed home. Flashing red light run, made it the 2000 Guineas favourite Group 1 level, which he duly won. Now, a horse who got back in that same race and got home even faster than Madison County was Quizmaster. You're getting $16 in a Group 3. Madison County's come out of that race and won a Group 1. Now, obviously, the form around Madison County is stronger than what we've seen with Quizmaster, but at $16, it's definitely worth the spec. The best lead-up run, is Macedo, who is outstanding, but just draws in barrier 11. I can understand why you're going with him, because he was very good at Tauranga.
Yeah, the rail's going to be at 6 metres. I think you're going to need to be on the speed, but it did play very fair last week. If you are backing Macedo, cover on Spirits or Beer. To be honest, it's a dartboard job. Throw your dart, you're going to
You need to cover on Quizmaster. You need to
exactly.
the
You can cover on a whole bunch. We need a bigger screen for these ones here. We might need a bigger screen for the next on the card too. This is the other Dunstan feed, the newer Dunstan Feeds Championship for the 1500 metre type horses. And look, I was super impressed by Yorkshire Dales last start. There's a lot of love for Mon Recur, always tends to be. I thought this was an even old go. I just can't see a reason why Yorkshire Dales isn't in play. But again, a race you can make a case for 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 horses.
Exactly. I've gone with Swiss Watch on top, a horse who's got that benefit of being a really good tactical speed horse. Was pretty good last time out. Before that, got involved in that speed duel and still kicked on all right. And then you go back and have a look at that Hastings win prior, which was just outstanding. Got it in front of one who's come off the ballot. Still no rider yet declared here on Friday, and that's Pacquiao, who attacked the line very nicely.
But doesn't he always attack the line nicely?
Exactly. And that's the thing. It's only won 3 of 25, but at $14, I think it's worth a look in this race. Obviously, Yorkshire Dales was terrific last time out. Beaumarchais was excellent hitting the line, but like you say, it's an even race. Tough betting affair. I think you'd be wanting to be guided by a few of the market moves, because these days the confidence in the market is strong, and you can see where the big players are really hitting.
Talk about confidence, the ego race. Ego race of the day is me versus him. It's one of my best bets versus one of his best bets. Not the same horse, so only one of us can be right. I tell you what, you have got out of the square here. Red Sky at night, you've got the love on for it at $10. My love is not quite so, shall we say, profitable. Starry Beale at 3.8. Talk me into Red Sky at Love as my cover bet.
Well, obviously, the Pukekohe, you're coming out of a Premier Day race at Counties. The start two back was at Ellerslie and has got home really strongly in a good form race, only gone down a length, and that was an eye-catching run. So it was a horse I was interested in watching at Pukekohe, and then it's got to the inside, just in the wrong part of the track. Race 9, we had rain on the day on an already rain-affected track, and the inside just wasn't the place to be. But this horse has hit the line really nicely in behind King's Cross and what was a blanket sort of tight finish. It's only been beaten a length and 3/4. If it had been out wider on the track, I think it would have been a big player in the race. At $10, it gets me. I know what you're saying about Starry Beale, because what he did in the closing stages of that Awapuni race, he picked up like a good one. And by all accounts, he's trained on Stephen Marsh very keen about them. I thought it was down to these two, and I think you can play them both. You're getting a $3.80 and a $10 pop. I think you're going to get some value out of it.
If you want to spend your $10 and you want to have 7 units on it, $3 units on it, you're getting a really chunky profit, up to 200% profit margin there. That's Ellerslie. We're expecting it to play around the 5 to 6 mark. Of course, make sure you catch Punters Lounge in the morning on Saturday if you haven't seen that already. Kicking off at 2:48 for the twilight on Saturday afternoon. Good punting.